What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Cory, and this is Get Sharp, where I sharpen your knives. Today we've got the final knife of the 4 Westoffs. This is the 8-inch chef's knife. I think it's 8 inches, 20 centimeters. And just gonna follow the same steps I did on the last 3. We're anticipating a foil edge burr. Before we do yourself a quick favor. Make sure you have 4K enabled on YouTube. Here's a quick little video on how to enable that, just in case you don't. So let me tell you, you're missing out if you're not watching in 4K. And this is little tutorials for desktop users or TV users. Anyhow, we've got our jig set up here and gonna get to going. Gonna do a really fun cut test at the end, so make sure you hang around for that. I've already dressed my stone. I'm gonna put a little safety tape over the plunge line here. Kind of perfect that at the end. This blade came into the shop with a 19-degree plus or minus 1 degree bevel, and we're going to be taking it down to 14 degrees. We're currently in the middle of doing apex durability tests on 13 degrees. For some research and data I found online, it's my belief 13 degrees, a perfect 13-degree apex, double bevel, is gonna provide the most durability. You'll hear a lot of sharpeners say the higher the angle, the longer the durability, but that's not necessarily true. Every type of stainless steel is different. And this X50 here, very well may do better with edge retention sitting at 13 degrees versus say 17 or 20. Based off of our experience with yesterday's sharpening of the smaller versions, the smaller knives of this Westoff collection, I know I can go about 4 times before I'm even close to overtaking the old bevel. Everything's nice and straight as I anticipated. Looks like I need to do a little bit better at the very edge of the heel. And I can still see the shimmering of the old apex. A couple spots I've taken it off. Right about here and here. Looks like the apex is gone, but the rest of it's still pretty prominent. Gonna take a quick break. All right, just took a quick little break there, and the grinding continues. Oh, you know, should double check my. Pulled the truck in here since starting, and it completely changed up exposure. You know, the funny thing about this jig, this is really hard plastic, but I swear it's a mental thing. When I'm coming across, it feels like this thing's like bending on me. I don't know what that's all about, but I don't get that sensation with the Win ones. I would like to get a hold of one of the classic Tormek knife jigs, but I got into the game after once those became extinct. Or not extinct, but unavailable. If you happen to have one and you want to sell it, I'll buy it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go get one of these aftermarket jigs. I forget the name of some European company that makes high-end machined mods for the Tormek system. I might just get one of those. One of these days I'm going to be doing a full-blown shopping spree on their website. Go drop $200-300 worth of toys. I'm really excited about their water catchment that goes on top of the Tormek. Kind of a corny thing, but I don't know what it is about this water getting all over the place and stuff being dirty constantly. It kind of drives me nuts. The weather's kind of weird right now, and I can feel it on my bar. Just keeps getting stuck. Sometimes you glide across this thing like ice, but others it's just like that drives me nuts too. All right, I'm wondering if we're close now. Okay, we've got a bird somewhat on the heel. I can still see the old apex on the cheek. You know what? One thing that's been bugging me with my videos is when I showcase my work, when I come walk up to it and show you, man, I have a hard time with that. And I've seen other sharpeners where just it's so easy for them. So I think I'm gonna take a minute and try to figure this out. so I'll be right back. All right, I think I got this focusing figured out. Let's try this. Okay, now I think I get it. Just that the muscles in my arm are weak to hold this big ass knife out this far. Well, I just realized I forgot all about trying to show you guys that little bit of shiny area on the tip. I got overwhelmed with, just trying to learn a new way to do those close-ups. You know, I'm over here grinding, camera's 15, 20 feet away, and then I come pull the camera in where the good light is, do a close-up, and, you know, when I'm watching those in the editing process, I'm not really impressed. So I think I discovered, did a lot of reading on the manual. I think I discovered a new way to do this. We'll see. I have to watch it in editing, of course, but you guys know right now if that last one was good or not. If it was better than the ones before, give me a quick comment in the comment section and say good job on the knife close-up, or say that was ass. I don't know. But if you follow my channel, you already know one of my tactics for growing this business is to get 1% better every day. So hopefully today that's our 1%. These bigger knives on this little jig, they tend to skate around on you a little easier. Takes a lot of concentration to keep everything lined up perfectly. Trying to focus a little bit of extra time on the cheek and upper cheek. It's always bad when you get an itch the second you touch down. It's tempting to just let go with the left hand, but y'all have seen what that does. Not good, especially if you're sharpening a machete, because that thing will come up and hit you in the face. I was watching back, I posted a video this morning. The title's something like never before seen cut test with the Japanese style sport where they cut paper with knives and swords and such. And in that video, I'm cleaning, I just finished that Santoku and it's freaking sharp, and I'm trying to get all the chromium and adhesive from the athletic tape off of it. I had just taken these gloves off too. The second I take them off, I get cut. Oh man. That is such a good representation of the story of my life. The second I cancel insurance, I need it. Man, insurance is such a scam. Look at that. And here we go on a rant, guys. If you hate my rants, please let me know in the comments. Dude, health insurance specifically. I'm gonna start by saying all insurance is a scam. Health insurance is a goddamn blatant I don't even know what the worst kind of thief is. My poor mother-in-law got diagnosed with some kind of osteoporosis. It's not like severe, because she's still young enough to where they're like, we can get in front of this and treat it, right? So the doctor's like, good news, you're gonna take this medicine, and you know, in 6 months we'll revisit, but we should be able to get in front of this issue right now. So she runs to the pharmacy to get her medicine, and they're like, that'll be $30,000. $30,000. So she's like, oh, that must be a mistake. No. And then the fun begins. Holy shoot, guys. Let me tell you. My wife spent 6 months of her life playing lawyer. So the pharmacy's like, it'll be 30 grand. You need to talk to your insurance if you think that's wrong. Talk to insurance, and insurance says, I'm probably gonna butcher all this, but from what I understand, insurance says, well, you need some kind of recommendation or like something else. You need something else. So you go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, no, we've already done that something else. So go back to insurance and like, hey, the doctor said that part's taken care of. Well, this legit turned into I think a total of 8 months of my wife doing law case study research, and she had to put together what I would describe as a master thesis on why insurance should cover my mother-in-law's osteoporosis medication. So she went 8 months without the medicine, and who knows, that 8 months could have been an important time for her to be taking it. And there were times where we're like, you know what? We hate to spend our money on this, but if we have to, we will. We'll all pull together, we'll make it happen one way or another. But they eventually got the medicine covered. But what a fight, man, what a fight. I told Tanya, my wife, I said, this, you know, we're lucky we have Tanya, because the work that was required of this process is basically what she went to school for. You want to come tell the story about, hey, come give a quick summary of the insurance thing with your mom's osteoporosis. Like, could you frame it in 2 minutes, the whole scenario for me? Well, you don't have to move the table. I'm saying just move everything you can, and then when I'm done here, we'll do that. You could do that. Yeah, that's fine. But I was just saying, like, move as much as you can, and then when I'm done, there's little for me. Like, you've done all the stuff you can do. Yeah. And then we can get that done quicker. That's fine. Do you want to tell just a 2 minute, like, summarize that whole osteoporosis medication story in 2 minutes?
Yeah, I can try. It's kind of complicated.
Yeah, I'm over here sharpening, but I'm also ranting about the criminal insurance situation. But yeah, camera's all yours.
There's a bug.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She was not prepared for this.
No, at all. And I'm wearing the same shirt because I'm clearly obsessed with it.
What do you mean the same shirt?
I'm wearing my Fit Habit. I didn't even know that's what it said when I bought it.
Oh, like you filmed in that? I film in the same shirt every day.
Okay, well.
I wasn't worrying about it.
Oh, on a side note, really quick, with osteoporosis of the, I think it was her hip.
Osteoporosis.
Yeah. And she went to, they sent her to a rheumatologist originally, and at a clinic,
So a doctor.
this area.
Keep it simple.
And that doctor was like, the best medicine for you is, do I say the name of the medicine?
Yeah, I don't care.
Is a Fordio or a teriparatide. Oh my god, it's been so long since I've had to explain it. So this type is the best medicine for you. It can actually reverse osteoporosis. But then,
So she gets a prescription, you guys go to fill it?
But during that, the doctor said, oh, but you're never going to get it covered by insurance. Because they just denied it.
Oh, they said that before you even tried to fill it?
The first doctor did.
Interesting.
And then I said, well, hey, we live in this Washington area. Go to the UW.
Sure.
Right? It's like the best, one of the top medical.
Sure.
So she goes to the University of Washington.
So a second doctor.
An endocrinologist this time.
Okay.
The second doctor says, no problem. We'll send a letter for pre-authorization, and we're, bulldogs.
Letter of pre-authorization. So at this point, you must have already visited the pharmacy one time. They said it's going to cost, what, $30,000?
Yes.
Or was it $45,000? Something insane. They say,
a year.
So they're like, hey, you owe us $30,000 for this treatment. We're like, whoa, we have insurance. Like, what's going on? And then they say you need a letter of pre-authorization, and then she'll pick up the story from here.
So then that doctor says they'll send in the pre-authorization request, and they're, the best doctors, so the insurance companies take them seriously, and they're bulldogs, so it'll happen, essentially, is what was said.
So they're preemptively like, hey,
Very
this is going to be a dogfight.
But confident.
But we're experienced dogfighters.
Yeah.
And we're going to win. The insurance pays for your medicine dogfight.
Yes.
Okay. So they write you a pre-authorization letter?
Write the prescription and the pre-authorization letter. It comes back in a month or so denied.
Okay, so you got the prescription from the dog fighters.
Yes.
You go to the pharmacy and they deny
Well, no,
it.
This is why I said it's complicated. This type of medicine can only be provided from an online pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
You can't go in and get it unless you're paying out of pocket, and even then it's kind of complicated to get it.
So what is that, compound medication or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, send it in, denied it. Okay? Then we get a letter from the insurance explaining why it was denied. It's claimed that my mom wasn't bad enough, in a bad enough position, right? So...
Oh, her osteoporosis wasn't
severe enough.
Interesting. Even though
But-
two professionals
Said it was.
Okay. All right, so camera overheated. Luckily, we noticed it right away. Hopefully it's cooled down. Tanya will continue the fight against insurance.
So, she goes to an endocrinologist. I said that. To summarize that last part, she goes to an endocrinologist. They're bulldogs. They're going to be able to get insurance to cover it. Done it before, can do it again type of feel. Send in the pre-authorization request because it's an online pharmacy that fills it only. It gets denied. Get the letter of denial from the insurance company saying to her it's not severe enough. But with that, they gave numbers, and I was like, well, those numbers match my mom's that she needed to meet for it to be covered. Then we get told by the insurance company that the only way to move forward is to do an appeal process. And you only get 2 appeal processes. That's it. You mess them both up and you're out of luck.
You're out of luck.
Essentially. So from there, we told the doctors about it. The appeal process. They said, we'll do it, no problem. Come to find out, they didn't even submit it.
Oh no.
They never submitted it. So,
The bulldogs.
yeah, they never even submitted the appeal. So that took like 4 months off the bat just are off of the time alone, waiting, thinking they had done it. So then I decided to look up the policy and all the information, and I found a loophole in it that basically said or instead of and. It was grammar.
Okay.
I used their grammar against them, and I created the appeal and sent it to the doctors, had them look it over and basically sign it off. We submitted it, and it took probably another couple of months to hear back from the insurance, and eventually they said you can't have the initial medicine that you wanted, but you can have a generic version that ended up being the same. But it was a fight, and literally the only reason we got it was because of an or instead of an and.
In the policy.
In the policy. That was
In
100
Tanya,
pages long.
I said this earlier, but her, like, so, when she was in college, she did a lot of research papers. In this write-up she did to get her mom's medicine covered, like, looked like a thesis.
Oh, it was.
It was, I mean, I was like, damn, you gotta be a lawyer to get your friggin' medicine covered.
I had to put research articles in supporting why it was beneficial. Like, it was probably 10 pages. I could have made it longer too.
Yeah.
But
essentially, she put this thing together where it was like, here's all the facts and evidence, and if you guys don't feel this, there's only one other option.
we would have to sue.
Yeah.
Because
and it was evident, like, her stuff was written so well, it's like, you probably don't want to get into a suit with us because we don't back down.
Well, and for clarity, just to make sure people understand, this medicine was in her coverage plan. It wasn't like we were trying to get a medicine that they don't even cover. It was in the plan, which is why the fight was so important, because they were supposed to cover it and they just refused to. So, yeah, it was a process, and many calls of us having to call the actual insurance company and, you know, getting stupid responses that just didn't make any sense, and hitting your head against the wall, like, is there no common sense anymore? And the part that really gets me is the grammar, like, hundreds of pages, and they forgot they put an or instead of an and that's what it was like. They couldn't argue it. Not that she needed it or that it would help. It was their mistake.
Yeah. I wonder if they've since updated the policy.
They have not, because I had to check, because she has to get it renewed.
Oh.
And that was a big concern, because it's a 2-year medicine. So they only cover it for the first year, and then you have to redo it.
And this gets deeper too. She, mother-in-law, in that age where she's like, kind of like, I could retire, right? Guess what? She's kind of like bound. She's scared to retire. She's scared to change her insurance because of the amount of work it took just to get this covered. So it's like, essentially, her decision is, I can retire, but it's going to cost me $40,000
for 1 year. 1 year of medicine.
And if someone's watching this is an expert in this topic and we're wrong about that, please speak up. But let us know. But yeah, that's the healthcare system in this country, and it is garbage. It's criminal. It's criminal. It's criminal. Well, thank you, babe, for
of course.
sharing that. I know you got work to do.
Of course.
It's always nice to have Tanya come join in on the fun. All right, so we've got a nice strong burr on here. This is our wire edge burr. And I'm gonna be pivoting to edge trailing here on the Japanese stone. We're gonna continue grinding, or I guess we're honing now at 12.8 degrees. And let's go ahead and plug in our numbers on the calculator. need to be at 154.04. Edge trailing, and we want 12.8 degrees. .8. .8. So I'm just gonna make sure that the distance between the top of this bar and the stone is 89.8 millimeters. And because I'm a little neurotic, we are going to, so it's my burrs on that side. Take a little Sharpie here and make sure the Sharpie covers the entire bevel. So I want to make sure it's got contact identical to what I just did. There it is. It's funny, Tanya's like, I'm wearing the same shirt. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're wearing the same shirt. She hasn't been on the show in friggin' 2 weeks. And she's already thinking like, if Cory ever has me back on the show, I need to make sure I'm not wearing the same shirt as last time. Women are interesting like that. I made a comment to her the other day where I was like, oh, you don't have to worry about makeup or whatever it was. You're married. You got no one to attract. And she explained to me it's not about that, you know. There's like this whole other level women's brains are at where it's not even about attracting people. It's like a self-confidence thing. I don't know. Obviously, I have no care in the world. I'm like, I got the girl. I can relax. Oh boy. Hopefully, someone else out there can relate to me. But yep. We're on the journey to the world's sharpest knife. One day, one step at a time. I was thinking the other day, I'm like, man, that's quite the ambitious goal. But you know what? What's the harm in trying? You know? Is it possible that I fail that goal? Potentially. But think about all the fun on the way to it, you know? We're gonna get to experience all kinds of new cool tools and meet new people, and I just don't want it to come across as like I'm being arrogant, you know, because I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do it. Ooh, that was a bad start. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to achieve the world's sharpest knife. But I've been able to accomplish a lot of other things in life that I didn't think I would have been able to otherwise. So let's give it a go and see what happens. But I picture us one day at some kind of knife convention with a banner behind us that says World's Sharpest Knife, and with the Guinness Book of World Records logo right there underneath. But then I started wondering if there's, you know, some college out there that is, you know, maybe not a knife, but they took a piece of steel to the sharpest apex that's humanly possible already, and maybe I should be looking into how realistic this is, or treat it like everything else I do in life and just dive in head first and see what happens, because we know the journey is going to be fun regardless. I think that's a good strategy as well. All right, this is starting to look good. I was thinking about bringing the camera in closer, but I think when I'm ranting, I should probably just keep the camera away. But what we should do is do a progress update, and you guys see how good this bevel's looking. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, well, hopefully those close-ups are looking better than what they were. And we're just gonna keep going here. I think about 10 to 12 passes each side is might be my sweet spot for this step. Edge trailing definitely takes some getting used to. It's difficult to know what part of the stone you're focused on. Ideally the stone's always flat, but it's not super realistic that that's always the case. So I always try to aim for the center. That's also why I do a lot of passes. I don't put any pressure at all. It's just the weight of the knife doing the work here. But I do enough passes with the goal of the center, then I should be covering every single millimeter of this steel multiple times. Trying to thin the burr right now. See a lot of steel build up on the center of the stone and not much on the edges. So that's making me wonder if my heel's not getting a lot of love right now. In fact, it looks like it's getting no love at all, so I'm gonna have to kind of tilt a little bit just to get it some love. Just a tad. The pressure, when you're on the edge of the wheel, the pressure quantifies when you tilt the knife. Here, our neighbors are doing some construction on their place. And let me tell you, this is like year 2, man. I wonder what they're building over there. Been non-stop. All right. It's time to bump it up to 14 degrees. 154.04. $91.6. It can be tricky to get these guys in perfect length. Starting to heat up here in Seattle. None of us have air conditioning, so you just grin and bear it. But who would have air conditioning in the garage anyways? Is that a thing? I imagine Africa's super, super hot. Do they have AC in their garages there? All right, before we grind, let's just check that bevel real quick. Check that angle. And this time it should be rubbing on the apex. Focused on the apex. Yep, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted. Let me show you. All right, so hopefully you can see the Sharpie ink. But more importantly, notice how it was only rubbed off right at the apex. And there's still some Sharpie on the bottom of the bevel. The bottom of the bevel from this perspective. And that's exactly what I wanted. Okay. And we are honing at 14 degrees. I was reading on illegal knives. I know every country's different, but the United States has some kind of interesting laws. So, as you all know, I know some of y'all don't live in the United States, but as you are probably well aware, we like guns, okay? And I could go buy, I don't know, semi-automatic .223 caliber and display it here on the show within about 10 days, I think is about how long it takes. But what's interesting is knives. So I was trying to understand if like butterfly knives are illegal or not. And I go down this rabbit hole. And you know, it's just so interesting that like, from what I gather, some of these laws came into an existence just based off of like people hurting themselves. And I don't know, I feel like if I can own a gun, why can't I own a butterfly knife? You know, or those old Italian stilettos, that switchblades or whatever. Like, why are those illegal? I understand using it to intimidate someone. I understand that law. That makes sense. But for me to have one, you know, in my own house, or my own pocket for whatever I want to use it for that's not intimidation or, you know, violent crime, I should be able to. And then I started thinking, maybe I should lead the charge on knife law reform. I've got lots of friends in politics. Probably get a little bit of guidance from them on how to even get that ball rolling. Not that I even need it, but I guess, like, obviously I could use AI to help me formulate the plan, but maybe I could use them for, like, hey, like, how long is this fight gonna take? Like, how much money do you think it's gonna take? Is it worth it? It's one of the advantages of working for a bank. You get to meet a lot of different kind of people. I was thinking I need to call the mayor of my city and let him know that I'm open for business and would love to sharpen his knives. So I think that would be good for my Google reviews. I mean, but maybe not, because you know, mayor's not per se like a, I guess it's partisan, but you know, half the town might hate the guy, the other half might love him, and you know, if I sharpen his knife and he does a Google review, if I just, you know, are people going to avoid me because I don't dislike the guy? I don't agree with everything he does by any means, but I also agree with some of the things he does. They tried to increase the sales tax for our city. We would be the highest sales tax rate in the whole state. He put a bullet in that, so to speak. So I appreciate that. You know what would be a fun YouTube series? I got elected to county council using AI. Imagine that. And then I was county council using AI. Oh man, dude, that would be a banger. I would watch that show. I wouldn't want it to happen in my city, but oh man, you guys ever see those kids that go on to county council meetings and ask for ridiculous stuff? Like, I remember these kids in Orange County, California, requested a statue of Paul Walker. I think it was Paul Walker, the Fast and Furious guy. They do it with a straight face, but it's all a joke, you know? I remember them saying Philadelphia has a statue of Rocky Balboa. So, I mean, I guess it's a joke, but it's actually, like, not too far from the truth either. And if anybody watching ever rolls through Mukilteo, Washington, hit me up. Be fun to meet some of you all, some of the viewers. I also would like to know if more people wanted to see, like, sharpening business side content. You know, if people would be interested in looking at the how I generate jobs, sharpening jobs without spinning a penny. I feel like that's something I'm pretty skilled at doing. my website's getting, I think it was about 5 clicks a day right now, and you know, we're getting almost, we're probably averaging like 5 calls per 7 days, which is great. And I haven't paid a penny for that. Actually, technically I paid $10 for the domain, but the rest of it's just building a website and being very targeted with the information on my website. So the number one thing people search for is sharpening near me. So I need to make sure that that information is inside the website. But there's guys that have, you know, a lot of years on me with their sharpening business, but I'm capturing some of the market, which is great. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh no. Put this little piece of plastic up here to prevent the water from the snow getting into the drywall. It's hard to dry stuff out and wash it, I tell you. All right, this is the final knife. Our battery timed out on us there. It's time for the final step. Let's drop that apex. And in order to do so, I need to reset my bar. 154.04. 95.7. There it was. Sometimes when this bevel gets super polished, the Sharpie doesn't even want to stick to it. I don't know, maybe the Sharpie's getting bad. Okay. I've been keeping track of how much SG250 we're losing on every blade. So every time I sharpen a knife with it, I'm keeping track of that. And then obviously when we hone it, and what I'm going to try to do is, you know, try to get an average for each knife, the cost of sharpening each knife from a expense standpoint. And that'll be valuable data I can share with you all. So we definitely need to be factoring in these expenses when we're setting our pricing, right? I'm not too concerned about it right now. You know, it's startup period. I'm more concerned about getting customers in the door so word of mouth can start getting spread around. But every 6 months, you should be looking at your profitability. Maybe every quarter nowadays. With inflation rising, man. Get yourself a little Excel spreadsheet going and do quarter over quarter comparisons for your expenditures. Make sure to exclude things like, you know, buying a new bench grinder. That's not a, you know, that's more of a one-time expense. You want to focus on those ongoing recurring expenses. Monthly fixed operating costs. Good looking bevel right there. I'm gonna show you guys. Actually, I feel like there's maybe a couple spots where I thought I saw something on the apex. Let me tell you, burr removal, it's not as easy as you may think. Boy, that's stubborn adhesive there. All right, friends. Let's do the old cigarette paper cut test. Tried and true method. Oh yeah. Oh, this is pushing. Gotta get it started. This is sharp. Holy cow. Okay, I need to get that one. Let's do a close-up of this. This one's sharp. Holy cow. All right, it's time for the Japanese paper cut test. Those were warm-ups, I didn't miss. See this seal right here? I'm gonna cut right above that. Hopefully it's sharp enough. Sucks to be Ben Franklin. One more. I'm scared to hit the metal clips. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining again. This is too much fun. Don't forget, This is gonna be home of the world's sharpest knife one day. We need equipment to make that happen. So do me a quick favor, hit that, stab that like button for me. So that's gonna get us one step closer, and I'll see you guys next time.